Mr. Cooper, a teaching and learning case study by Tony, Megan, Minnie, and Spencer. Mr. Cooper is the fourth grade math teacher at Red Hill Elementary School. Mr. Cooper is one of the students' favorite teachers at Red Hill Elementary. He was hired at the school because he showed great teaching skills and was able to accommodate for the diverse learners in his classroom. He uses a variety of teaching techniques that are engaging for his students. His lessons are creative and unique. For the last 2 weeks, the principal, as well as other colleagues, have been in his class to observe and evaluate his teaching because of apparent complaints. He is unsure what more he can do to improve his lessons because he feels the students are understanding the lessons and content. Mr. Cooper's standards for his first observed lesson on February 21st, 2014 is from the Common Core Standard. Decompose a fraction into a sum of fractions with the same denominator in more than one way, recording each decomposition by an equation. Justify decomposition by using a visual fraction model. Example, 3/8 equals 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8. 3/8 equals 1/8 plus 2/8. 2 and 1/8 equals 1 plus 1 plus 1/8, which also equals 8/8 plus 8/8 plus 1/8. On his second observed lesson, Mr. Cooper uses the Common Core Standard, add and subtract mixed numbers with like denominators by replacing each mixed number with an equivalent fraction and/or by using properties of operations and the relationship between addition and subtraction. To correlate with these standards, he had the following objectives for his students. Learners will decompose fractions correctly and show the smaller fractions that make up the larger fraction. Learners will understand and correctly solve fraction problems relating to addition and subtraction with mixed numbers. These standards are critical to learners' development and progress in math. It is a foundation for more advanced levels of mathematics and is applicable to many real-life situations. A better understanding and application of fractions can help to better learners' opportunities for success in academics as well as future careers. In Mr. Cooper's math class, the students are learning about adding fractions. He has worked with the students on this topic for the past 2 days. In his first lesson, he taught the students the basics of decomposing fractions by bringing in a pizza. Mr. Cooper cut the pizza so there was a total of 4 slices. He said that a whole is 4/4 for 1. Each piece now represents 1/4 or 1/4. Mr. Cooper showed each piece of pizza and said it was 1/4. He wrote these fractions on the board and showed them equaling 4/4. He then cut the pizza into 8 different pieces. He told the students that the whole is 8/8 and there are 8 pieces. He then took each piece of pizza and told the class that one piece represented 1/8 of a pizza. The fraction is 1/8. Mr. Cooper showed each piece and asked the students what each piece represented. The students were able to all agree that each slice was the same as 1/8. He explained that 8 1/8 fractions equals 8/8. To help clarify what he was saying, he wrote these fractions on the board. Students were able to make connections with the pizza to the fractions on the board. There was a conversation between a student and her parent regarding how the pizza lesson was interpreted by the student. Please see Appendix 1.
Jane, how was school today?
Good. We learned about fraction today. The math class is so interesting. He brought in a pizza to class and showed how to decompose fractions. Can we have pizza for dinner tonight?
Oh, sorry, dear. We are going to go to Grandma's house tonight. Or maybe you can call Auntie Sue if she wants to bring some pizza over tonight. Having pizza in class is amazing. I wish I could be in that classroom. How did Mr. Cooper teach with pizza?
Alright, I'll call her soon. I learned about denominators and breakdown fractions. The pizza thing is so cool. He said the number of pieces of pizza refers to the denominator of a fraction and cut it into half first, and then into 4, and then 8, and then...
It sounds so fun. How about you will cut pizza pieces for me and Dad?
Sure, I can do that.
Alright, did Mr. Cooper give you homework today? It's time for doing assignment.
He didn't give us any, so I'm free today.
Really? You have no homework for 2 days already? Alright, how about you tell me the fraction when I'm cutting this orange? Sounds good?
Good, I can show you.
In Mr. Cooper's second lesson on fractions, he was teaching the students how to add and subtract mixed numbers. The lesson started by Mr. Cooper showing the class the concept of adding mixed numbers and fractions. He used the fractions of 1 3/4 added to 3 1/4. To help the students understand what was being done, he wrote on the board the number problem. He demonstrated that 3/4 plus 1/4 equals 4/4, or 1 whole. Then he showed that 1 plus 3 plus 1, derived from adding the fractions together, equals 5. Then he wrote a new problem on the board and had students work on it as pairs. When everyone appeared to have completed the problem, he handed them a sheet of paper with various problems on it. He let the students work together so they could help explain the concepts to each other. Mr. Cooper believes that cooperative learning is beneficial and wants to implement the practice in his classroom as often as possible. While the students worked on the problem as groups, Mr. Cooper was in the back of their room preparing for his upcoming lessons. The students worked at their own pace and continued on to the next problem as they felt ready to. When class was over, Mr. Cooper did one last problem as a group and then dismissed the class. Here is our Appendix 2 for the lesson plan that Mr. Cooper had. For Appendix 3, we will listen to an interview that Mr. Cooper had with the school principal.
Mr. Cooper, please come and have a seat. We are grateful for your efforts in teaching math classes for our students. After giving observation and evaluation for all of our teachers last 2 weeks, we would love to give you some feedback, at least for the rest of this school year.
Sounds good to me. I believe those will benefit me and my students a lot.
Yes, we believe so. So, overall, I love your lessons and how they were established and the way you interact with your students. I was impressed. Your instructions and objectives were clear and straightforward. The activities were created to impress your students as well. I can tell that your students were engaged and motivated because of your good instruction and lesson planning. What do you think? Do you agree?
Thank you for your affirmation. Yes, this is actually what I'm striving to achieve. I wish my students could learn through enjoyment. I know that good lesson plannings and instruction are the most important part for quality learning.
Excellent. Keep on your work. I was wondering if there is a way we could see how the students apply their knowledge, or do you have anything that shows how much the students have achieved the learning outcome?
No, but after watching my students, I'm pretty sure they know the material.
Only pretty sure? As educators, we need to be confident in our knowledge on if the students understand the material.
After Mr. Cooper's interview with the school principal, he is trying to figure out a way to meet all of the principal's needs, but he is unsure what more he can do. His lessons have great topics and are taught in creative ways that help his learners understand the material. What else does the principal need?